guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Courtney Lauren, and today we are doing a crock pot recipe. I'm going to be making for you guys my crock pot barbecue chicken. My ingredients I'm going to be using today, here I have 8 chicken thighs that have already been cleaned. I always cut off the extra fat. And to make our barbecue sauce, I'm going to be using Sweet Baby Rays, some hot sauce, some yellow mustard, some honey, some Worcestershire sauce, and some light brown sugar. And also for our seasonings today, we're going to be using Slap Your Mama seasoning, some Himalayan pink salt, some smoked paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, and some black pepper. Alright, so first things first, we're going to go ahead and start seasoning up our chicken thighs. I'm just going to go ahead and grab my seasonings, and I'm just going to sprinkle this generously on top of the skin. And then I'm also going to be sprinkling this on the bottom too. So you want to make sure you're seasoning both sides of your chicken. And also, if you guys don't want to use the Slap Your Mama seasoning, you don't have to. I like this to have just a tiny hint of a kick to it, so that's why I like to season it up with the Slap Your Mama. But you guys can leave that out too, or if you have a different Cajun seasoning you want to use, feel free to use that. I know some people have messaged me saying that they can't find the Slap Your Mama seasoning like in their grocery store. I personally just ordered mine right off of Amazon, so I'm going to put that link again for you guys down below in the description box, and it ships to your house in like a day, and you can just order it using that link if you guys want to try out the Slap Your Mama seasoning. But yeah, you're just going to see me here rubbing in all that seasoning with my clean hands, and after that I'm going to flip the chicken over to the other side so that we can season up the bottom. I'm going to wash my hands real quick before I start picking my seasonings up again, and then I'm going to go in and start seasoning up the bottom of my chicken thighs. Alright, so now that our chicken is nice and seasoned up, I'm just going to take my hands again and do just like I did on the top, and I'm just going to rub in all that seasoning right into the skin. We're going to want to broil this chicken, so I'm going to flip this over so the skin is showing on the top, and we're going to set our oven to broil on high. We're going to broil this chicken for 8 minutes, 8 to 10 minutes at the most, in the oven on high, just so we can get that skin nice and crisped up. And then after we broil it on the top for 8 minutes, we're going to take it out of the oven, flip it to the bottom, and we're going to broil it for another 5. Alright, so while that's broiling, let's start making our barbecue sauce. First, we're going to grab that Sweet Baby Rays. I'm going to be measuring out 1.5 cups of our Sweet Baby Rays barbecue sauce. Alright, next we're going to measure out 1/2 cup of our honey. I'm also going to be putting all the ingredients listed today and the measurements in the description box. I know a couple of people have asked me to list out the ingredients, so I'm going to do that for you guys going forward. So just check the description box when you're trying to make this recipe, and everything will be there for you. Next, we're going to be measuring out 1/4 cup of our yellow mustard. Next, I'm going to be measuring out 2 tablespoons of my hot sauce. You guys can use any kind of hot sauce that you have, any brand that you like. This is the kind that I just had in my pantry, so that's what I'm using today, the Crystal brand. But like I said, any brand you guys have is fine. We're measuring 2 tablespoons of that out, and then after that we're going to measure 2 tablespoons of our Worcestershire sauce as well. And for our last step, we're going to measure out 3 tablespoons of our brown sugar. Alright, so there we have it. We're just going to mix this all around until all of our ingredients that we put into the barbecue sauce is evenly blended up together. You want to also make sure that brown sugar, there's no clumps in that, so just mix it pretty vigorously to make sure it's nice and smooth. And that is the final product. So next, what we're going to do is, it's been 8 minutes, we're going to take out our chicken thighs and we are going to flip this to the bottom, and we're going to broil this for another 5 minutes on the bottom side. Alright, now that our chicken is all done, we are going to place a few pieces of our chicken right at the bottom of our crock pot. I can usually get about 4 or 5 pieces depending on how big the chicken is. So here I'm putting 5 pieces down, and then I'm going to grab my barbecue sauce, and we're literally just going to pour this very, very generously over top of all of that chicken. You want to make sure it's nice and coated. And then after we pour about half of our barbecue sauce on top of these chicken thighs, we're going to grab our last few pieces, put that right on top of the pieces at the bottom, and then we're going to also pour some barbecue sauce over top of that as well. This is one of my favorite recipes. I have actually eaten this exact chicken in multiple different ways. Sometimes I'll make a side to go with it. Sometimes I'll shred it up and have it on a sub roll and have pulled barbecue chicken sandwiches. Sometimes I'll shred it up and put it on top of some nachos and have barbecue chicken nachos. I mean, you can literally do anything with this. Put it on a salad, have barbecue chicken salad. The options are endless. So it's a really, really good meal. And you already know what these are. These are the drippings from that pan. We're going to put that right in this pot too. You guys know it gives it an extra layer of flavor, so don't forget this step. And there we have it. We are going to set our crock pot to cook on low for about 7.5 hours. Alright, it has been 7.5 hours, and I'm gonna go ahead and release the top of my crock pot. And this is the final product, you guys. My whole house this whole entire day was smelling so good. And that is our barbecue chicken. Tonight I decided to make some mashed potatoes and some vegetables to go with it. And here is my plate that I had for dinner tonight. And if you guys like this recipe, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!